A Shalom Akim, Kahalayim La, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem HaRAAHWABAN. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, a great millstone of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Yahweh that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to you all. Barakatha. Alright. So we're going to get into this lesson, man. This lesson is going to be reflecting on the violent man, the wicked man. You know what I'm saying? Esau, Edom. You know, when we dealing in these times, man, when Esau's basically finding himself with his back against the wall, you know, and he's dealing with all these different things. All these different things that's taking place. You know, he's dealing with the Israelites that's waking up, you know, first and foremost, right? Because he knows what happens when we wake up, right? He's dealing with his own, with those who were confederate with him, you know, those who ate his bread, you know, are starting to turn against him. You see, he's dealing with his own image and what he deceived the entire world to believe. You know, that illusion is no longer being effective, right? We are in the last days, man. And Esau plays a pivotal role in the understanding of these last days, right? Because the scriptures say what? The scriptures say for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, right? 2 Ezra chapter 6 verse 9. And so we're dealing with the paradigm shift. We're dealing with a shift here that's taking place, man, and the way that this shift is going to happen is cataclysmic. It's going to be catastrophic, right? You know, in a way where people never fathomed. You know, nobody ever imagined that America would go down in the way that it's prophesied to go down. You see, the prophecies say that this is going to go down with fire and brimstone. That lake of fire. You know, it's going to be these nukes that's going to be shot off. Right? It says for every battle is fought with battle noise, right? Noise and shouting and whatnot. You see, the times of old. But in these battles, in this fight, it's going to be fought with burning and fuel of fire. Right? As a matter of fact, let me see if I can get that real quick. Bear with me, Akim. Right, so this is Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. You see what I'm saying? But this fight is going to be one that is of burning and the fuel of the fire. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, we gotta, this is what Esau Edom has to deal with, man. Specifically in this land of Babylon. You know, aka America. These elites have to deal with that. They got to deal with this, these scriptures coming to life. You know, these prophecies coming to pass. They got to deal with that. Right? So the name of this lesson is going to be, the violent man shall be visited. The violent man shall be visited, man. This is so let's go to Habakkuk chapter 2. All right. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. And I'm going to read on down, and it reads, "And Yahawah answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." Right? And like I said, this is what these elites got to deal with, man. They got to deal with prophecy that's been written of in ancient times. You know what I'm saying? While all these scoffers out there, all these 2/3 out there that's acting a fool, you know, that don't want to heed the words, that just want to mock at the prophets, just want to mock at the testimony of Yahawah, which is the spirit of prophecy. You know what I'm saying? While they out here doing this, these elites are taking this very seriously. Right? They know it's coming. They know what's happening. They got these telescopes out here, man. They can see these chariots. You see? They shooting missiles at them and all that stuff. Nothing can phase them. They know exactly who's piloting them. They know exactly where they're coming from. Right? They're coming from the spiritual realm. Right? So they know that these scriptures is true. And they know that the prophets are speaking the truth. You see what I'm saying? Beginning with the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, man. So they taking this seriously. They understand this. Verse 4 says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith." You see, these people, even though they know what's happening, they know what's going on, right? They're still full of pride. They're still full of pride. Even after seeing what's happening, they can't humble down, man. They can't humble down. They can't say, listen, oh, you know what? We fucked up. All right. And we submit. No, they can't do it. Their pride is too powerful, man. Their pride is too strong. You know what I'm saying? They that vessel that's fitted for destruction. They're the vessel that's fitted for dishonor. You see? Verse 5, it says, "Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death." This is that character that's going around the entire world, killing, destroying, you know what I'm saying, raping, pillaging, all these things, man. "Who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." You see? And how's he gather all these nations together? How's he heap all these people together? Why? How's he do it? How's he do it? He does it through his philosophies, which is his wine. You see? What does he call it? What's Esau call it? He calls it democracy. He calls it freedom. You see? He wraps it up in this pretty bow, calling it freedom. But then when it gets right down to the nitty-gritty, it's nothing but death and destruction. Right? It's nothing but disorder and chaos. And all these nations have drunk of that wine, therefore the nations are mad, as it is written. I believe that's in Jeremiah, the 51st chapter. You see? Verse 6, it says, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. You see, all he does is go around stealing resources and then setting up a system where he can borrow to infinity. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that he'll never have to pay that bill. You see? Thick clay. Thick clay. Right? That word clay goes into debts. It goes into debts. Right? And what does the scripture say? Tekel. This place has been weighed in the balance and then found wanting, man. You see? Verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. You see, this is Esau Edom, man. This is Esau Edom, Salakia. Yeah, Salakia for that. Right? But this is that covetousness, man. You know, and as it says in the book of Micah, you know, they don't sleep. They don't sleep. Lest they bring some madness upon people, you know what I'm saying? Right? I believe that's in Micah. Let me see if I can get that. No, that's not it. Let me see if I can grab that. Bear with me. Alright, Salakia. Yeah, that's not the precept I'm looking for. That wasn't the precept I wanted, but since I'm here in Micah, let me read this real quick. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields, and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage." You see? Even a man in his heritage. These people go and they perform this madness. They perform this wickedness, man. And it says, verse 3, "Therefore thus saith Yahawah, behold, against this family, the nation of Edom, beginning with the elites, do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks." You see? Well, all these other Edomites are going to be destroyed. In a large bulk, in a large multitude of them. The elites are going to be spared. They're going to be spared. And we talked about the big dogs. We talking about the real ones. You see, they say Elon Musk is the wealthiest man on the planet. Then they say Jeff Bezos is the wealthiest man. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. No. You want to know why they're not the wealthiest people on the planet? It's because you see them. That's how you know. It's because you see them. The wealthiest, the elites, they are the ones you don't see. You see what I'm saying? And those are the ones that we gonna grab. Those are the ones that the elect are gonna grab, man. Headed by Yahawah, we are going to grab them. Lord willing, I'll be among that number, man. You know what I'm saying? Because this honor have all his saints. And we're going to take their nobles and their kings into through fetters of iron, man. Slap them shackles on them. Right? It says, therefore, verse 3 again, Micah chapter 2, verse 3, it says, Therefore, thus saith Yahawah, Behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go heartily, for this time is evil. So let's get that precept I was looking for. Let's go to the book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 16. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall. This is Esau Edom's motive operandi. This is how they operate. This is how Esau Edom gets down, man. You see? And that's why the scriptures say what's going to happen to them is going to happen. And the way it's going to happen. How fiercely it's going to happen. How intensely it's going to happen. You see what I'm saying? Because while all these 2/3 out here is trying to save their master, trying to save their oppressor, they have no idea as to what it is that this devil does on a daily basis. Right? Let's hit Isaiah. Alright, let's go to Isaiah chapter 14. And let's hit verse 4. Isaiah 14:4 says, That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, How hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Yahawah hath broken the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth. And that's what's going to happen, man. That's what's going to happen. Now, on that note, let me get some articles pulled up. Bear with me real quick. All right, this is from Zero Hedge. It says G and Putin to discuss very aggressive, quote, very aggressive, unquote, U.S. and NATO rhetoric in virtual summit. At a moment, Vladimir Putin is demanding an urgent meeting with NATO in order to discuss Russia's security concerns over the Western military alliance's expanding presence, and as rhetoric is still escalating over Ukraine, the Kremlin has announced that Putin and Chinese President Xi Jinping will hold a video conference on Wednesday to discuss the aggressive language from the U.S. and NATO, and that was today. Today is the day, the 15th, December 15th, 2021, year hastening, right? Year hastening. So it says Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov described that the situation in international affairs, especially on the European continent, is very, very tense right now and requires discussion between allies. What's going on right now? What's going on? Right? With Russia, right? America is trying to seize control through allying with the Ukrainians, right? And that would be a strategic point where America has direct control in a region right next door to Russia. So of course Russia is going to seize control of the Ukraine, right? So these two are clashing right here at this point. And what's going on with China? The same thing is happening over in China, where the U.S. is trying to gain control through allying with Taiwan, right? And what's that? That is a strategic point that where they can have control right next door to China. So China wants to seize control of that land. You know what I'm saying? To prevent that whole thing. So we're seeing these things happening, right? The Most High is mustering the host of the battle, as it is written. You see, and so we're seeing this whole thing escalate. We're seeing this whole thing escalate, man. The times that we've been praying for, the pivotal point that we're looking for, it's now happening. And so, since we're this close to World War III, what do you think is coming up? What do you think is coming up? What do you think is right around the corner, Salaki? Right? What's right around the corner is that MOTB. You see what I'm saying? That Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, that's right around the corner. And what do we see happening? We're seeing Elon Musk, you know what I'm saying, talking about this brain CHIP. You see a lot of things are happening right now, man. These two prophecies are coming to pass very swiftly. Very swiftly. Okay? He says he underscored that we see very, very aggressive rhetoric on the NATO and US side. And this requires discussion between us and the Chinese. And Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Wang Wenbin agreed in a separate statement, saying that Putin and Xi will discuss views on major international and regional issues of common concern. Right? This is that time that we're dealing with, man. This is where it's at. Right? So let's go to Revelation chapter 16. Right? These are those kings of the East, man. These are the kings of the East. We got Russia and China that's about to kick it off, man. Russia, Revelation chapter 16, verse 12, it says, "And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared." You see? And this goes into Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, you know, where Gog and Magog is going to take control of this whole situation and be a guard unto all these allying forces that's going to go against America. Right? It's Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 1. It says, "And the word of Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith Yahawah Power, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia." Who's Persia? Persia is Iran. Persia is Iran. You see? It starts off with Iran, right? Hey, man. Because you know this escalation is getting real, man. Iran is getting tired of the U.S.'s presence. They openly talking about breaking America's teeth. You see what I'm saying? Verse 5, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands. The house of Togarmah of the north quarters. Togarmah would be what? The Turks, right? Of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So you got China, you got China, you got Iran, you got Ethiopia, you got Libya, right? Libyans they haven't forgotten what they did to Gaddafi. You see what I'm saying? Hell, man, Ammon is going to go against America too. Ammon's going to go against America too. You know what I'm saying? These so-called Japanese, because they ain't forgot Nagasaki. They ain't forgot Hiroshima. See what I'm saying? This thing's about to get real, baby. It's about to get real. You see what I'm saying? Obadiah chapter 1 verse 7 is about to take place. Let's get that real quick. Right? Obadiah 1 and 7, it says, all the men of thy confederacy, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. It's about to get real for America, Babylon the Great. You see? It's about to get real, baby. Just Revelations, right? Chapter 11, verse 14. This is that stuff that you don't hear about in your churches, man. And you wondering why all these people leaving the Christian church? You wonder why? It's because they realizing all these niggas up in these pulpits that's yelling and screaming, you know what I'm saying, hooping and hollering, running around, dancing, organs playing, whatnot. They're not getting into none of these prophecies. This Revelation chapter 11 verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. The third world war is coming quickly. That's that third woe. It's about to go down, man. Let's get one more article real quick. All right. It's the second article from Zero Hedge. It says, will America's new nuke deter war or bring it on? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Why does America have to create a brand new nuke? You see? These things are to deter. What are they trying to deter? What are they trying to deter? You see, they realize everything around them is not what it used to be. You see? It ain't what it used to be, baby. You know what I'm saying? Babylon was that golden cup in Yahawah's hand. But what? It's time for Babylon to sit in the dust, because there ain't no more throne left. Right? There's no more rulership. It says in a bit of irony, a Twitter comment by Jill Herbie, Administrator of the National Nuclear Security Administration, pointed to a new nuclear bomb as proof America is committed to nuclear deterrence. This is where it is important to remember that deterrence means the actions of discouraging an action. The action of discouraging an action or event through instilling doubt or fear of the consequences. Yeah, boy, let's go. Okay, so let's hit Isaiah. Let's go back to Isaiah chapter 14. And let's get verse 9. It says, hell from beneath is moved for thee, to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, who? Babylon, aka America, Esau, Edom. It says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Right? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, these Illuminati, right? These enlightened ones, so-called. O Lucifer, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? They all remember how you weakened them. They all remember how America weakened them. They all remember, like I said, Japan remembers Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Libya remembers Gaddafi. You see? Iraq remembers what y'all did. You see? When y'all said y'all was going in after bin Laden. Then Pakistan. Then Afghanistan. They all remember. They all remember. Y'all destabilized their countries, brought in these insurgents, you know what I'm saying? Right? First Mujahideen, and then what? Al-Qaeda, and what? Taliban, so on and so forth. Just destabilizing them. Just destabilizing them. They all remember. And in the military, they call it, in the military or in the intelligence community, right? They call it blowback. And that's exactly what this is. This is blowback. In other words, payback for what you've done. You see? Let's continue. It said it could, the article says it could be argued that reworking a nuclear bomb to make it easier to justify using it and widening out the opportunities for its use is nothing to brag about. This all falls under the category of once it's out of the bottle, it will be hard to Once it's out of the bottle, it will be hard to put back in. Okay? Right, it says an article in the National Interest on October 9th, 2018 by Zachary Keck indicates this bomb may be the most dangerous nuclear weapon in America's arsenal. The combination of accuracy and low yield make the B-6112 the most usable nuclear bomb in America's arsenal. It also makes using nuclear weapons thinkable for the first time since the 1940s, right? And this is coming after Russia's testing their bombs. North Korea is showing off their bombs. China just got finished testing a missile that went around the world. You see what I'm saying? Like, this thing is real, man. And Esau knows that his time is up, man. He knows his time is up. Right? But what did we get in Habakkuk? What did we get in Habakkuk? You know? America's going to be booty. America is going to be booty unto these people, man. Because they're coming for blood. They're coming for blood, man. The violent man shall be visited. Let's go to Isaiah 13. Isaiah 13, verse 17, it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. And we see what's going on with this dollar crashing, man, because you best believe this thing's gonna crash mighty soon. You see? And what's gonna be left? Gold, silver, man. All these other countries don't give a damn about none of these currencies no more, man. They just looking for blood. They just looking for blood. You see, because they know that America's time has come. America's time has come. They've been living high off the hog for far too long, man. Now the difference, the thing about it is they think they're going to be ruling after that, right? China thinks they're gonna be ruling, or who else, you know, whoever it is that they think is next in line, but that's not going to happen. The scriptures say that that the Israelites and the everlasting kingdom under Yahawah is going to be established and shall never be diminished. That's what's coming next. You see, Esau is the end of the world, man. It's our turn. It's our turn. Lord willing, it's our turn, man. We got next. You see? We got next. And it's about to happen, man. But let's continue. Let's continue. Verse 18, Isaiah 13, verse 18. It says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. America's finna get touched. All these other nations is coming through. All these other nations is coming through, man. It's gonna be an invasion. It's gonna be an invasion, man. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. All these troops coming, cause America has been that fenced city, that walled up fenced city. You see. You continue reading on, and in Ezekiel the 38th chapter, it says there's going to be an evil thought that's going to enter into the king of Magog, right? Who would that be? Putin. You see, it's going to be an evil thought. Say, we shall enter into the walled, fenced cities. Verse 19, Isaiah 13:19, it says, in Babylon, Slakia. And Salakia for that, man. I always got to deal with these damn ads. Just want to listen to some concerto. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah chapter 13, verse 19, it says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Right? That's when those nukes hit. That's when those nukes hit. You see, America thinks they're going to deter all these other nations from using their nukes. Look at what we got. You see what I'm saying? We got a big nuke. We got a big one now, right? It says, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherd make their fold there, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. You see? And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. Let's end this off with Job. Right? Send this off with Job, because these people think that their house is going to continue forever, man. Look at this. This is devastation. This is devastation. And these jokers thinking that they're gonna bring it on these other nations. No. All this is coming for their asses. All this is coming for their ass. You see, because they lived heartily. They have lived heartily. Let's go to Job chapter 20, verse 15. Job chapter 20, verse 15. It says, he hath swallowed down riches. He shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of asps. The viper's tongue shall slay him. Right? When it comes to these riches, man, like I said, we're going to take these elites, the big dogs. We're going to take the ones that really got the money. and we're going to take them and put them in chains, and we're going to snatch all of their wealth. Right? They are going to vomit them up again. Okay? Verse 17, he shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. He ain't going to see all these great things, man. We're going to have them in the pits. We're going to have them in the pits. They're going to be shackled down. They ain't going to know what to do, man. They ain't going to know what to do. The only bit of rest that they're going to have is on the Sabbath day. You see what I'm saying? Verse 18, that which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be. You see, everybody want to talk about reparations. This is the reparations, man. This is the restitution. And he shall not rejoice therein. You see? He shall not rejoice therein, as it is written in the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter, I believe it's chapter 3, verse 17. Let's get that real quick. Wisdom of Solomon 3, verse 17. It says, for though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded. And their last age, and this is their last age, man. Right? And their last age shall be without honor. Right? Or if they die quickly, they have no hope, neither comfort in the day of trial. You see, in this day of trial, you see what's happening on the screen, man? Right? It's going to be that day of trial, man. You see? There will be no comfort for this devil, man. The violent man shall be visited. Verse 19, for horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation. Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. Let's continue. Back in Job chapter 20, verse 19. It says, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. You see, he took this land and called it America. Right? He didn't build any of this. He got rich and wealthy off of the backs of free labor from the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians. He ain't build none of this. But he sure as hell is full of pride, isn't he? Verse 20, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desire. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. You see? Verse 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Right? And these people are, like I said, they got their backs against the wall, and they ain't got nowhere else to go, man. Esau's running out of options, running out of time, man. And they know that. Verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Right? These jokers think they're going to bring their new world order. No. No. You see? They do. The moment you put your hands on one of the Most High's elect, it's over. It's finished. It's finished. Y'all finna take down many of these 2/3, but once you touch the elect, it's finished. And that's when that stand is gonna be set up against y'all. It's locked. And that's when that stand is gonna be raised against y'all, man. So you Edomites better enjoy your time, man. Enjoy your time while it's still while it lasts. You know what I'm saying? While you still got it, right? Even though you see it crumbling around you, hey man, still do a little dance. You know what I'm saying? Still do a little dance, because once it's over, it's over. Right? While he is eating, verse 24, he shall flee from the iron weapon. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn, and cometh out of the body, Yeah, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. Terrors are upon him. What is that talking about? It's talking about this thing that you're seeing on the screen. It's talking about these nukes, man. That's that glittering sword. Verse 26. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. And that's the point. That's the point, man. This devil thinks that he's got the upper hand when he doesn't. When he doesn't. And he knows he doesn't. Right? But there's been this lesson, man. The violent man shall be visited. So I want to say, call Halayim Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi Bahashem HaRakahakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, the great millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the argument out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, submitting truth to the faith, remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands, guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. You speckled birds out there, man. You know what I'm saying? That may look like the heathen nations. These other Gentile nations. Peace and blessings to you all. Barakatah. Shalom.